technology to reboot your life. Mobile phones in restaurants is one of the things I think that needs rebooting. Two people having dinner together. One of them or both of them are on their phones, Facebooking their meal, Shazamming a song they've played, or checking emails. I've been guilty of all three. Now, to take it one step further, you won't believe this, a new invention seeking crowdfunding is an attachment which clips both to a baby's bottle and your mobile phone, so that by holding your phone, you are holding the baby's bottle up as well. So that enables you to multitask while feeding your baby, and it's halfway to getting the money it needs to go into production. Veronica Smith is a counselling psychologist and is in the studio to reboot your life. Good morning, Veronica.
Good morning.
Welcome to Saturday Breakfast. Why is it so addictive to check your phone, be on a newspaper website, Facebook, Twitter? Is there something chemical going on?
Absolutely. I think just by being the nature of people, we are inclined to become addicted to all sorts of things. There's drugs, there's television, and I just think technology is just one of those other things that we're kind of hardwired to become addicted to.
What about the need to have the latest updated phone, computer, tablet?
Yeah, I think that's sort of also part of that fear of missing out thing. If it's faster, if it can give us this information more quickly, we can get that immediate reinforcement for something that we need or that we want, rather than what you used to have to do, which is wait for it that little bit.
That's it. People are very impatient these days, aren't they, Veronica?
Yes, absolutely.
What is happening with human connection?
Well, I think with your phones in particular, and this is why I must admit, I am a little bit concerned about the baby bottle thing, is that we've actually lost the ability just to sit and be with someone without some kind of a distraction. So just the ability to sit down and have a conversation just with whatever pops into our heads without having this third party where we can show something or be entertained by something else.
How do we know when we're becoming addicted to our phone?
Well, with most kind of addictions, and again, this can be with anything, they usually look when it starts to interfere with your social life, your work life, and your home life. So you can use your phone to a certain degree, and that's more than okay, but it's when it starts impacting on these areas of your life in a really significant way that it starts to cause a problem. So if you find that you can't be without your phone without feeling worried or anxious, you've probably got a bit of a problem.
Have you experienced or witnessed any particular case studies in your line of work where people have had that serious addiction for their phone?
Oh, absolutely. I do lots of work with couples and relationships, and the number of people in couples where you sit down, you put the kids to bed, and at the end of the night, and then two halves of the couples will have the telly on, and they'll be either on their iPad or on their phone and not communicating. And then they'll come into therapy and they go, oh gosh, we're just not feeling like we're connecting. And it's like, well, what do you do at the end of the night? Oh, well, we sit down and we're staring at these bits of technology, and they're not actually making eye contact, talking, doing any, or even sort of sitting next to each other on the couch holding hands, all of those intimate kind of things which make relationships.
Do you think people's obsession with screen time, phones, apps, all that sort of stuff, social media, it's really stunting people's emotional development or, empathy for other human beings?
Absolutely. I think one of the most important things about being a person, it's actually more about being than doing. And unfortunately, apps and smartphones, it's almost like busy work. So it's more of us doing and less of us just sitting in our own skins and sitting with another person and just being with them. And I think that's also one of the things, again, with the baby bottle. And I mean, I'm as guilty as any other mum of, watching the reruns of Grey's Anatomy at 3:00 in the morning while feeding the baby. But I think when, these things actually become a habit and become part of our routine, we actually just miss out on those moments where we're just sitting in our own skin, just connecting with our baby and just having a moment without any distraction.
Mm-hmm. We were talking, but just before I introduced you, Veronica, about, the beauty of snail mail and, connecting in that way and just bringing, I guess, the old school back.
Absolutely. Like, I'm planning my daughter's birthday party and I actually sent out a piece of paper invitation. And I was thinking, when was, sort of the last time that we did just send somebody a letter instead of an email or a text message and then have to actually wait a few days for a response, for someone to actually write it and send it back? We're so used to now flicking somebody an email or flicking off a text message and getting a response straight away. And the drama is also if that person just happens to have a life and be a bit busy and not be with their phone, we get really anxious and we then start to worry, well, do they like us or did we say something offensive or, and then we get really anxious about what we've actually said and why aren't they getting back to us. Whereas if you think 10, 15 years ago, that was actually really normal.
It was normal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good reminder for us, Veronica. Let's talk about going cold turkey. With the people are getting anxious just from that word of becoming cold turkey, or getting off your phone cold turkey.
Absolutely. I'm as guilty as this as anybody, as my husband attested to. He always says, get off your phone. And I'm like, I don't have a problem. And he's like, honey, yes, you do. So I think a lot of the problem is that, first of all, we actually have to recognise that we have a problem, that we are spending too much time on our phone and it is taking us away from these important things. I think cold turkey is probably really difficult, but I think there are some things that we can do. For example, actually having set times to look at your phone. So if you're at home, don't carry your phone with you. Put it on charge somewhere in the house. Keep it on silent so it's not constantly dinging and bells and whistles going off so that you feel the need to run and check it. But maybe put it on silent and then once every hour or so, go and check it. Mm-hmm. Like the world's not going to explode if you don't get that that text message or that phone call, and that's why we have Message Bank as well. Mm-hmm.
I've been, as I said, I've been guilty of being on my phone way too much, and the one thing I did was turning off my notifications for emails because I was quite obsessed with the email, and also one particular social media app, I've hidden it into another folder so it's not easily accessible.
You can even
phone.
challenge yourself a little bit and take your email off and then just keep that on a laptop or your home computer so that you can't actually, because I'm just as guilty as anybody. I'll go to do the school pickup and I think, I've got 5 minutes, I'll just check my emails. And then there'll be something from work on there and all of a sudden the kids come running out of the classroom going, hey mum, and I'm like, not now, I'm busy, I've got this work thing. If you actually get rid of it and just keep it somewhere where you actually have to go to, log in and check it at a specific time, you can actually stop it kind of octopusing into your life, because these things can take over and it's really slow and it's really subtle.
Indeed. All right, Veronica Smith, thank you so much for your time talking about this and rebooting our life. You, of course, are a counselling psychologist, and wonderful tips that you've provided me and our beautiful listeners on 720 ABC Perth.
No worries. Good luck with that.
Thank you. That was Veronica Smith there. And speaking of reboot your life, this is what we're going to do next.